Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. I want to show you something really cool, and that is an OpenAI integration with UChat where you can generate AI images directly on the spot. But not only that, you can even generate a whole gallery of images at the same time. So what I would like to show you is how to generate a gallery full of images. So once connected towards OpenAI, so how to connect with OpenAI, I will skip that part because that can be found over at the official UChat channel, but I want to show you something really cool. So once connected, you can basically go with just a simple question step. So let's go with a question, and inside this question, we are going to ask for something really simple. So what images would you like to generate? First name. From here, we're going to save that towards a response to a custom field. So let's just go with response for now. The next step will be to go with an action. Inside this action step, we are going with advanced action integration, and then with OpenAI. Under the action, we are going for image generation. So from a live use case perspective, we would go with the prompt saved in the custom field. So that would be, in this case, response for us. And we can also provide a test value. So testing around with OpenAI, I know that OpenAI can produce some really good landscape kind of images. So let's produce a series of images related towards landscapes. So let's go and see if we can do something like, there we go. So let's first test if this works by just showing it with one image itself to see if the output, the prompt, is properly implemented, right? So it will take a few seconds and then we will have an image generation. So let's take a look at this image itself. You can just copy the link and let's say go to. And then we have something like this. So we have a Japanese style of village with a fountain in the middle and some blossom trees. So let's see, since this output is pretty good, let's see if we can generate a few gallery cards with this as well. So let's map the data, and for data, we are going with this step. So we are going with the data step because we are going to generate multiple images, meaning we are not going to just receive one URL, we're going to receive multiple. So let's say we are going with 5 image generations, and let's even set it to the highest quality. Let's see what OpenAI can come up with. And then let's go with OpenAI. And with OpenAI, we are going with the JSON field open image generation. Going to press add. So now that we got the data saved, let's press save. Let's go towards the next step because this is going to be a fun part. Let's go with a send message block. Inside the send message block, we are going to go with a for each step. And this for each step will generate a gallery of images that we receive for us. So what we are going to do is we're going to choose the JSON field where we just saved the images to. So that would be image generation, right? Then we can even display the images directly inside the gallery overview. So let's say we are going with the item for each step. Going to save this sample data URL because this URL will generate the basically the image for us, the preview of the image. Let's go with that and then give it a title as well. So let's say something like download the image by pressing the button below. And we can give a call to action with a small emoji with a hand pointing down. What we can do now is give a button title. Let's say I want this image. The next part is really important because now we need to have a follow-up. So how do we determine which of the images the user selected? We do this by going with the select next step and then selecting the select option. This will save the selection of the selected image into a system field called select, and we can basically tap into that system field and the user's choice by going with the select $.item. If we press save, we can now go with the next step, and inside the next step, we are going with a really simple text. And this text will contain, let's go with emoji, and let's say, okay, perfect. Let's say download image. And the next step would be to go with the open website type. And inside this website address, we are going with the select system field. We're going with the $.item. And now we need to give the extension of the data that we are looking for. In this case, it would be the URL. So we're just going with URL, and that should do it. Let's go back. Let's also add a button, try again, and connect that towards the question block again. There we go. So let's preview this and let's see what we get, right? So let's preview this inside of the web, inside of a pop-up, and you will see that I already did some testing beforehand. So that is just to make sure that this video is properly recorded. So let's say, what images would you like to generate, Mark? Let's go with the Japanese garden or Japanese village again. Japanese village with, what was it? With blossom trees and a fountain. So let's leave the fountain to the imagination where it needs to be put in over to OpenAI, and let's just press generate. Let's see what OpenAI can come up with, right? So this will take a couple of seconds, and then we should see a gallery overview. So if we go this way, this is a fantastic image. This one I really like as well. These are more blossom trees in the main focus. This is a nice one. All great looking images. So if we go with the second one, I would say I want this image, right? Then we can go there and say download the image. And then there we have it. We are going to download, go towards the URL, and then from there we can just press right click of the mouse button and save image as. And if we want to do another one, let's go with this one. I really like this one as well. We can just say download the image, and there we go. So how cool is this, right? Let's try one more example. So let's say try again. And let's say, what images would you like to generate, Mark? Office space with a meeting table and a projector in the middle of the table. So let's see what kind of images that OpenAI can come up with this time. So something completely different, but it is again some kind of background setting. And let's see if OpenAI can generate some virtual office spaces this way. But you can see a nice one here already. You can see another angle in the second image. So if we just go with this one and say download image, we can already see the image itself. And you will see that the chairs in this case are a little bit distorted, as you can see a little bit. But that is to be expected with AI image generation tools. Sometimes images are a little bit distorted, but that is something that you can regenerate as well, right? So if we take a look at the second one, let's go and download the image from this. This is a nice looking one as well. And if we go with, let's see what the other two are. This one I do like, especially with the sun blinds. So you can actually see that the projector is basically generating something on screen as well already. So this is the way that you can generate galleries of images. As you can see, it looks fantastic, right? And a use case could be that you can set up a chatbot as a lead magnet for people to come in, generate the images that they need, and they can just download it. And maybe you can set up credit, some kind of credit system, right? They pay like 20 bucks, and one image download will mean one credit will get deducted. So that's a really good way of using those OpenAI generated images to get yourself a lead magnet, and then from there get people addicted in generating certain images and spending credits at your chatbot, for example. Really easy system to set up as well, by the way. And you can see how easy it is, how fast OpenAI is able to generate different kinds of examples. Yes, it's not completely HD quality in the terms of everything is pixel perfect, right? Some things will get a little bit distorted, but that's with all AI image generation tools. Also, you will need to play around with the prompts. The more detail you give, the more detail that OpenAI will be able to generate inside the image that you like to. So I hope you liked this video. It's a really fun way to experiment with AI, especially with the native integration with UChat and OpenAI itself. So it's really easy, just inserting your API key and get started with creating these kinds of chatbots. If you like this video, do consider dropping a like because it would really help me out. And if you have any suggestions for a next video, drop them down in the video comment section down below, and I'll try to implement them as soon as possible. For now, have a great day, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week.